I need to pay some high praise to a game that came out this year right now. There were a ton of great games this year. It's what everyone's talking about, how great of a year for video games it was. Lots of games that pushed the envelope. And there's one game that I need to mention right now because I think it was given the highest praise I can think of for a game. My wife and I try to always be playing a co-op video game together. We played a couple this year, and one of those was Disney Illusion Island. Now, my wife does not play any kind of Metroidvania games like Hollow Knight, um, or like Metroid Dread, anything like that. I love them. I absolutely love them. Hollow Knight is an all-timer for me, and she doesn't really understand why I like games where I am regularly like I gotta put this game down for the rest of the day. I'm gonna lose my mind. Um, she doesn't understand games like that and liking games like that and enjoying that experience. But man, I do. Man, I love it. Um, but we picked up Disney Illusion Island, and what's cool about Disney Illusion Island is um, when you start the game up every time, and you can change this throughout the game, you can choose how many hearts you have. So you can choose one heart if you want a more difficult experience, and another player who's also playing can choose a different number of hearts. You don't have to be the same. You can kind of adjust your difficulty, and then there's even one where you're basically invincible. You can choose that one. So like if you're playing with kids, or if you're having a tough time, someone's having a tough time with one portion of the game, you can switch it to that, switch it back off whenever you want, which is really nice. Um, so I could kind of have like a more difficult experience than if my wife wanted. She could do the two hearts or the three hearts, have a little bit more leeway with your movements and things of that nature in the game. We ended up really loving the game. She had a great time with it too. And we played through it. We got to the end. We beat the last boss. We saw the last cutscene. The game's over. And we're back in the main menu. And our thing said like 82% or something like that. And my wife said, "Why does it say 82%? We just beat the game." And I said, "Well, there's probably some collectibles we missed, stuff like that." And she said, and this is the high compliment I've been talking about. She said, "We gotta go back and get those." So she loved this game so much that she wanted to go and 100% it, which is something that I've never seen her do. Like she plays games. She has her own Switch. She had a PS4 like before we met. Like she plays games, but I've never seen her say, "We got to go back after beating the game and complete this 100%." So we had an amazing time with the game. Disney Illusion Island soundtrack is great. Movement is great. As someone who loves Metroidvanias, I think this is a great not only game for me to play who has experience with them, but get someone into it in your life that doesn't usually like those games. They'll have a great time as well. So, again, highest praise I can think of. We got to go back and keep playing this game, even after we've beaten the final boss and do everything. So, I was very happy when she heard that, and I lit up. I was like, let's go, let's do it. So, if you haven't played it, a little gem from this year that you might have passed up on. Very good.